Hey now, welcome back to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank, coming to you from vacation, our final day on vacation. Thanks for joining us here this morning. We are going to cover the XRP spot ETF inflow updates numbers here this morning, and we're going to get into some other things as well. Essentially, let's start with the spot XRP ETFs. Basically, out of our five, we have almost $1 billion in inflows thus far. Let's get over and cover each one of these five spot ETFs. Let's go ahead and start with 21 shares on Chicago's exchange. Pulling in, by the way, we have a total of 954 mil for total inflows as of this morning. XRP's price is coming in at about $2.04 as of now. And concerning these five ETFs, let's go ahead and run through each one of them. Let's start with Canary's XRPC first. Numbers on XRPC. We have, 341 mil. 15,870 shares outstanding that need to be accounted for, of course, and be backed and represented and custodied somehow by Canary or a third party. And flow tracking says, so value reporting tells us that historical net inflow is 371 mil as of this morning. XRP, Bitwise XRP ETF, that is on the New York. By the way, Canary's running as a small LLC, and theirs is running on the NASDAQ. Okay. New York Stock Exchange is hosting the second one here that I will cover, which is Bitwise update on its XRP. Guys, welcome to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. And please do not forget that we are going to actually cover more details on how all this XRP ETF thing works and why I'm getting so many comments and people are, and I understand it, and I said the same thing before I understood how this whole thing works. I'm going to break it all down for you coming up in just a little bit. Yeah, I'm doing a little Beatty thing because I'm going to first cover the rest of these ETF inflow numbers for XRP ETFs, spot ETFs. However, I am going to get into why the price has not gone up yet and why everybody's crying, bitching and moaning, blah, 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 blah. Why, XRP is so great and all these ETFs, and how come the price isn't going up? It doesn't work like that. It takes a little bit for that to actually take effect. I'm going to explain why and how in just a minute. So here, hang on just a sec here. So Bitwise XRP ETF is our second holding that we'll cover. The issuer holdings most precise so far for this spot ETF. Now remember, when we have a spot ETF, that means that custody has to be held of that actual product that you're using, that actual ETP or exchange traded product. However you're holding it, if your exchange traded product comes in the form of an actual trust ETF, that means that the actual thing that you're presenting as the ETF, let's say it's XRP, you actually have to hold XRP, or you have to have it custodied. I think they usually custody it by a third party, but I'm not positive about that. Don't quote me. It has to be at least custodied, though, and held with the backing of that AUM or asset manager like a Franklin Templeton or a Canary or a Bitwise that's saying, hey, I understand you want to go to your Schwab or whomever and go ahead and buy this XRP ETF that we're offering. That's great. Go ahead and buy it. And then when an individual purchases it, I'm going to explain how all that works, what they have to hold, and how it works. All right. Bitwise XRP ETF, 100 million so far. And people are saying XRP is a crap coin. Really, huh? 100 million we're tracking so far. XRPZ, put out by Franklin Templeton, one of the largest asset managers on the planet, put out on New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, and that has inflows of 165 million so far. Interesting. Number 4 is Grayscale XRP ETF Trust. It now is holding 200, I'm sorry, hang on. Total XRP 106,903,000. Shares outstanding of XRP 5,510,000 as of that's as of yesterday morning. Now, TOXR is our fifth XRP ETF, offering by 21 shares on the Chicago Exchange CBOE BZX Exchange. Now, this one does not have to report because it's on the Chicago Exchange, so a trust on the Chicago Exchange doesn't have to report its numbers daily. That's a thing. So we can give you, though, net assets as of up until now, or shares up till now, 12,280,000, or 242 million thus far. Monstrous numbers totaling to approximately 954 million, almost a billion in XRP ETF inflows thus far. Oh my goodness, XRP is a crap coin, huh? Really? Then why is this happening in your world if it's a crap coin? Please stop. Everybody, please stop and realize, the folks that realize they made the mistake and missed XRP, not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything because of what I say or do on the channel. See where you see if it makes sense. An actual advisor, then get he or she in on the game with you to make sure that you're making the per canary, and Bitwise likely to absorb steady continued inflows as retail and advisors positions for year-end tax planning and allocation reshuffles. That's one small point. Grayscale strong credibility and existing institutional base equals steady inflows from them. Franklin XRPZ, a smaller than peers, but under continuous accumulation by advisors. So we do not have any outflows yet. We've got just the buying and the inflows as of now for these XRP ETFs. Now, concerning 21 shares, which its ticker is TOXR, which I don't understand, TOXR, okay? Lovely. Being very new means initial inflows are, of course, a little bit weird. We don't have our daily kind of like cadence on TOXR just yet, but we will on 21 shares ETF, too recent. Sorry, I'm out of your screen. So midterm, 3 to 6 months coming up for these babies. Here's what we're expecting. Retail and advisors on board. Your financial advisor jumping on board with your Jones and your all these large Schwabies and the like. IRA, 401k access, of course, widens now, and the flow, convenience, and tax reporting draws in more investor capital and drives price, of course. Anybody have any thoughts? Anybody paying attention? I look at my numbers in the chat and it cracks me up. Everybody's missing this. Almost the entire world's going to miss this. I hope everybody out there, I'm going to keep going. I'll just laugh. This is hilarious. This is why I have almost everybody around me going, I really hope you're right with that crypto thing. It kind of doesn't seem, I don't know. I hope you're right. It kind of seems like it's something, but I don't really hear. Geez, Frank, I kind of hope you're right with that crypto thing. They're so kind and nice too. They're not being mean at all, but they're looking out for me, and they're just thinking, oh, geez, I hope you didn't make a mistake with that whole thing. Oh boy, guys, this is why some are going to become super wealthy as a result of their plays with crypto. Some, of course, are. When I watch that .com boom thing, I don't understand how I keep missing this stuff. This is how. This is one of those things. This is like one of the biggest things. And AI will be coming up behind it. People don't realize how large the crypto explosion is in our world. as it relates to the integration with existing systems in our world and services and companies and technologies that run our world, meaning commerce, medical, by gum, everything. See, blockchain is not simply going to affect one aspect of our world, and already is happening now, is not simply affecting one aspect. It finds its way to improve and to make better almost every aspect of our existing world. See, that's what you missed. That's what you didn't get. That's what almost nobody got. Because if they did, they would have bought 40 or 50 projects that are the winners over the next 7 to 10 years that are the ones as of now. There always will be those that die off and become no longer relevant, and the new critters that will come in and take their place. Duh, like any other industry. So who chose the 50 or so that are the very likely top future crushers in crypto that affect all different aspects of our world, very likely, and will go from pennies per coin or token to $10, $20, $30, $100, $500, $1,000, $5,000, making that individual have so much money now. It's really actually kind of head spinning and mind boggling. And those around are sitting there going, how did that person do that? More importantly, how did I miss all that? Most importantly, I think I missed it because I am very intelligent but got bamboozled saying, look at the carrot over here, when crypto was all going out over here, and that's what I should have been putting my money in. What the heck? I got tricked. Now, how did that happen? Tank didn't get tricked. Oh, there are some who are just a little bit weird in our world, and because of that, they're tuned into some other stuff. Some other stuff. So here's the one weirdo that saw it all trying to tell everybody, and I'm not a financial advisor, and you can't buy or sell anything is what I say or do, because you could lose your shirt in crypto. It's very dangerous. You could lose your socks, your shorts, your pants, every single thing in crypto, so be very careful. You also could come out with millions and millions and millions of dollars out of nowhere with some small thousands from crypto. Oh, that's possible. Oh, we've already seen people do it. Am I saying you're going to do it? I can't say that. I'm not your financial advisor. I can't tell you what to buy, buy, sell, do anything. I never would. I am an entertainer, and I'm here for informational and educational purposes only. You would never buy or sell these three because of what I'm saying on the channel, and you would never play this back 3 years from now, ever. Don't ever do that. Whatever you do, don't do that. Hey, Victor, what's up, man? Yeah, XRP, never surrender. Now look at, why would we? All right, look, I told you all that I would tell you why, and I'm going to get into the deeper details of it. Now, here are the short-term, well, we'll get back to that. Let me, because otherwise I'm putting out the title of the episode, and it ends up being clickbaity. You got to cover what you're talking now, Tiger. All right, so here's the deal. Let me get to my little notes here. All right, here's how all of this works. Why open exchange buying becomes necessary. I don't know why I did that. I thought it might be funny, but that did not play well. Sorry, that was dumb. Spot XRP ETFs must hold real XRP, as we're well aware. And everybody's going to, why ain't the price going up yet if that's the case? Because they already bought a whole bunch of it and they're holding it ahead of time, and they did it quietly from whales, not from Ripple anymore, but from people ask me, what are dark pools? Dark pools is the quiet purchase that you can do quietly. It's permitted from whales or whatever, holding massive amounts of XRP. I need 5 billion of them. Well, here you go. Done quietly. OTC, over the counter, done quietly, does not affect XRP's price. That's why. Everybody said, why is XRP's price going up? Because they already have massive quantities so that when you go buy it with a Schwab or whatever, and I'm going to explain it right now. It's coming very shortly in a matter of some months. It always does with every ETF that's held. Well, you only have so many, and now you got to go to the open market, exchanges, and buy more. Now you affect the price. See? That's why. And I'm going to tell you exactly how and why it works. So quit crying in your coffee and being a bunch of babies out there. Not my people. I'm talking about the other people in the comments who are like, why isn't it going up yet? A lot of crying in crypto. Crypto crying. I got so many ideas for marketing for crypto that I can come up with little plays on words. What's up, Tyler? How you doing? Guys, what's up to we're going to Vegas. Good morning, Las Vegas. Yeah, we're going to XRP Las Vegas coming up here. The team's out. Our small little team is out to XRP Las Vegas. Please join us out there. We're going to do some lives and things. If you guys live out there, hook up with us when we get out there. We'd love to meet you and see you. Especially if you're not weirdos. I'm sure you're not. If you're on our channel, you're probably pretty normal and not weird. Wait, what? Come on, have some fun. I know you guys aren't weird. If anyone's weird, it's me. Now look here's the deal. Let me finish this up here, because if I don't finish this and explain, people are going to come at me in the comments and say, yeah, you said clickbaiting. You said in a title that you were talking about how this happens. All right, I'm going to explain how it happens. Hang on. All right, open exchange buys. Yes, please, I'll have some coffee. Thank you. We're enjoying our vacation here, the wife and I. Thank you, my sweet dear. You're the best ever. Thanks, babe. All right. And it's not coffee, but it is very hot, though. Just like she loves it. The wife does temperature coffee at 150 degrees. And I'm like, what the hell? You're not burning your face. All right, now look at it. It's not coffee, by the way. It's a substitute. All right. Here's the deal. You've got spot XRP ETFs where they have to hold them, as you know, and here's how it works. Every new ETF share created requires physical XRP held in custody and also fully auditable. You got to prove it. So inflows, real XRP demand is what it means, period. Okay. Now, why is it going up yet? Okay, early on, ETFs use, and every ETF does this, okay, and we saw Bitcoin do this too. They use over-the-counter desks, OTCs, where that does not affect the price once purchased of XRP. Internal inventory that they have had, liquidity that they have held, liquidity providers, bilateral block traders, large whales, okay? And so they can get money, they can get the shares like this, Ripple, the actual company. That has loads of them, or another company that holds loads of XRP, they actually can go and purchase from them. Ripple's not selling anymore. Okay, so that's where we are with that. In case you're wondering, they can get it from Ripple. So OTC liquidity is finite, episodic as well. Okay, it's episodic. Don't make me have an episode. It's episodic and price sensitive. Okay, so we'll have episodes where all of a sudden the norm is not playing out and we're getting weird episodes, or I don't want to say anomalies, but it's like weird situations that are very dynamic, let's say, and explosive, let's say. Okay. Now, by late 2025, 2026, multiple ETFs are competing for the same inventory of XRP. You stop to think about that? You've got Franklin, you've got all these other, they're all after this one thing, this one animal called XRP. ODL corridors are consuming XRP daily, and that will only increase. And we talked about this yesterday, all the time. And I mean, yesterday we had more focus on this. Long-term holders are not selling, right, at current prices. So you can forget about large institutions and retail giving up their XRP for this. They're not doing it. Exchange float's already thin, and this is one of the keys, that much thinner than Bitcoin's. See, this is the thing. We saw this affect Bitcoin's price drastically once it kicked in over some months. What do you think this is going to do to XRP's price as its float is much thinner than Bitcoin's was. You see? You starting to see? I think you are. I'm not trying to be funny. I want people to understand this. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Not trying to be a wisecracker. I want to keep this serious. I really, and I'm not making fun either, by the way. There's always a time to learn. For me, for everybody, for all of us, there's always this time when we just didn't know. We didn't know about this, that, the other thing. And we know. Once you know, then you know. Kind of silly talking like that, but it's true, isn't it? Come on. There's this time when you didn't know anything really about crypto at all. You were like, what is this crypto thing? What does it do? Start research, start finding out about it. Didn't you? Everybody did, including me. And as we go further and further on this journey, as we continue down this road of learning, this particular case, it's crypto and Forex markets and finance in general, how it all works, how ETFs, what different about an ETF, spot ETF. I was like, what? You got different types? You tell me there's a spot and a future? What do you mean? What is a future? What are you talking about? See what I mean? Everybody. All right, so here we are. We're learning. We're getting there. We're starting to understand how all this works. We understand how the questions come where folks are like, well, the XRP's ETFs are so successful. How come the price isn't going up? We're explaining to you why and how that is. And how and why. Don't be deceived now. Because the price... Let's try not to be deceived with our ignorance. It's okay to say that, including myself included. Ignorance, I did not understand and know what the spot ETF was and how it worked. Now that I do, I can step myself out of that ignorance and say, now wait a minute. If everybody saw what we're seeing here and the truth of all this and how this all works with the ETFs and why it hasn't gone up in price yet, XRP just yet, and how it will, and because it's available liquidity, its thin liquidity float is much less. Its float's less than Bitcoin's, which means its price is going to go up more drastically, more violently in a shorter period of time. It'll correct. Oh, boy. All right. APs are contractually obligated to do the following. Create ETF shares when demand exists. Deliver XRP into custody. Maintain tight NAV tracking. When OTC dries up, APs do only one thing. They go to open markets. They don't wait. They can't. It's not negotiable. Okay, guys, this is like, this is like 13.5 billion being injected immediately into the economy by you-know-who because the bathtub just got a little too empty. The drain, the QT was happening a little too much with the drain plug being open and the water and the liquidity coming out of the bathtub got a little too low. And they're like, now, wait a minute, we got to keep that liquidity in that bathtub up. Turn that faucet on. Turn out an M2 money and fill that tub back up with some liquidity, with some money. When that happens, you know what happens. The banks, the large institutions, they can go ahead now and buy gold, crypto. See, they got dry powder now. They don't have to be buying bonds like that. Now they can buy gold and crypto. That's what we're dealing with, and that's what happens every cycle, and that's what happened in 2017, 2018 bull run. That's what happened in 2021 bull run, but same thing, okay? It just gets old for me after a while. I'm not trying to be funny. You guys getting all this? Really? Are you seeing the truth of this? We're ready for a massive bull run. We are going into a massive crypto bull run. You don't see it, do you? Oh boy, they they have to buy immediately, just like what they do when they inject $13.5 billion into the economy on December 1st this year. You probably didn't, maybe you were not aware that they did that. By the way, they do this across multiple exchanges, across multiple time windows with algorithmic execution. This is exactly what happened when Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs and they start taking off like crazy, just with a much deeper liquidity pool than XRP has, right? So the available float is much smaller in XRP, sending its price up much more violently if you understand that. Now, why Q1 2026 is a logical inflection point. We'll get to comments in just a moment. Sorry, guys, I'm missing your comments. I know you're still with me, and I'll be back with you in just a sec here. I got to cover this, or else I get in the comments, he didn't cover the title. He's clickbaiting. Your timing, of course, the timing of this all makes sense. Our timing here, ETF life cycle, Q4 2025, the launch and seeding in OTC accumulation, which we know has been happening. Q1 2026, sustained inflows, because don't forget, we can also have the outflows of the ETFs too. We're not getting that. We're just getting buy, 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 buy. We're not getting any sell, sell, sell. We're getting buy, 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 buy. It's just buy, buy, buy right now. Inflow, 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 not outflow. As of now. That's what we've been experiencing. So Q1 2026 sustained inflows and rebalancing and reporting pressure. Institutional budgeting cycles, new allocations approved in January, pensions and RIA, registered investment advisor model updates, portfolio reweighting after year-end closes for tax purposes, reallocations and things like this. I can get into all that stuff. A little too deep for most of the folks on this channel, so I'm not trying to be funny. It's okay. Liquidity math. XRP daily spot liquidity is thin relative to ETF demand as of now. Even modest ETF inflows force price discovery faster than most people are expecting, and this is what we're about to have happen, this liquidity supply shock that is about to happen with the required XRP ETF spot holdings of custodying the actual ETF. I'll explain to you how the ratio works and what they have to hold in 2 seconds here. Here's the liquidity math. XRP daily spot liquidity is thin relative to its ETF demand. Even modest ETF inflows force price discovery faster than people expect, especially with XRP, especially with its thin liquidity float versus Bitcoin and Ethereum. When we saw this, is what you're not understanding. This is what you don't get. It's okay. I'm not being rude when I'm saying that. You don't understand. It's okay to admit that you don't understand. If you don't, you don't. I didn't. I only just understood recently, okay? If I could just bring this all down. I'm not on any kind of a high horse. You need to stop and say, I don't understand this crap. What in the heck? How does this really work? Listen to what this guy's saying. By the way, check up on my information. Make sure that it's accurate. Make sure I'm spitting the truth to you. All right. By late Q1 2026, OTC becomes more expensive. And when you buy in billions, that's way ahead of pricing you out. Like, I can't afford that. You don't know that, but that's what they're dealing with. These kinds of decisions is what they're faced with. It's not small. You're not going to the store to buy like 3 potatoes in the grocery aisle over at the grocery store. You're going to buy billions of this one thing. Oh, boy. And really taking your chances on it as a company and saying, boy, are we putting our necks out here with this? I hope this thing works, Jim. Don't worry. The OTCs also become less reliable and less scalable over time. And that's when open exchange buying becomes unavoidable on a massive level, hitherto which you have never seen before. Neither have I. We're about to make history. We're doing it. About to make history in a way that we like, which is price appreciation for XRP. Check out the title of the episode. Explaining to you all right now the title of the episode and why and how this is happening and why it has not gone up yet and why you don't sit there then and say, see, this XRP thing here goes, this is just the last straw with this XRP thing. I'm out. I'm out. Forget it. I can't do it anymore. Hang on, I'll get to comments in a second. Guys, XRP, I'm not making fun of everybody when I laugh. I'm laughing at myself because I'm so silly. Guys, lower free float liquidity, especially with XRP. Higher percentage held long-term, utility-driven demand, ODL not stopping with banks and institutions continue to sign on board and Legislative Clarity Act being complete and marrying with the Genius Act, blah, 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 blah. Can you please wake up? Oh my gosh. You're just going to miss this. A lot of people are going to miss this, guys. You're going to sit there and watch a bunch of us step out of Lamborghini. Not that we're going to do that, but come on. Stepping into the higher class of life and going, now, wait a minute. He was talking about that stuff. He really did that? How did that happen? And how did I miss that? I trying to tell you every freaking day. But I have to be very careful. Why? First of all, I get a little too excited. You got to be nice. You got to be kind. Stop being a freak show tank. All right. Secondly, I'm not a financial advisor, so I got to be real careful. I can't just sit here and say, hey, go buy this stuff. Okay? Art Caffeine, what's up? Rearick, what's up? All right, let me get to the comments. I'll get back to my talk in a second, okay? Oh, boy. Too much yapping, tanker. You're missing all your people. They're trying to tell you stuff. All right, you shouting and screaming early in the morning. Calm it down, guy. I gotta remember to calm myself down. All right, Hope, welcome back in. Mr. God in the Making, welcome. Clarity Act, Ripple Banking License, possible. Wait, hang on. Possible Japan reverse carry to right, BlackRock right, Fidelity. We got time, dude. This is all happening. You literally, God bless you. Thank you for naming those. And literally, isn't it true, Mr. God in the Making, that is only a few of them, and I know you know. There are even more light switches to flip. Guys, if we're flipping the switch, it's not one light switch. It's a freaking panel of light switches. I mean, you get to, oh God, do I need to run through them all again? Art Caffeine, welcome into the channel. You're not late, Rearick. You're never late. You show up right when you intend to show up. That's what a master does. You're not. Come in. Guys, CW Daniels, welcome. Hello from South Africa. What time is it in South Africa right now? Where in South Africa are you, CW? What time is it in South Africa right now? Art Caffeine says, with all this coming, 2026 is going to be wild. It certainly is. Let's not jump the gun to 2027, 2028, and all the way to 2030. Oh my gosh, guys, if you're holding this stuff in 2030, those are the days when some of this stuff goes to, oh, I don't know, XDC's at it's like whatever XDC's at. That's when XDC's at it's like $200 per coin, 2030 or more. And you're like, now wait a minute. I remember these guys were talking about this XDC thing a few years ago. I heard it, and more than just one. It wasn't just Crypto Tank. What the heck happened with that X? Why is it at $200? And why is some of these people that were on Tanker's channel stepping out of Maybox? What's going on here? It's approximately 4:30 p.m. December 12th in South Africa. Welcome to the channel. I bet you're getting the most gorgeous sunset ever in just a little bit there, my good friend. Anjak says, welcome in. Welcome in. Yep, 4:30 in the afternoon. Thank you. C. Daniel, welcome to the channel. Don't know how to say a lot of these names. That's okay. Mick USMC, welcome in. Where's my coffee? LOL. What's up, dude? Welcome into the channel, my good brother. Johannesburg. Oh, I'll be there shortly. I will look you up. Cheers from the Broncos are actually going to the Super Bowl this year. You may or may not like that, but that's what's getting ready to happen because now they have the best seed and they're probably going to hang on to it, which means very, very likely they are going through the entire playoffs, playing every single game at home, which Denver Broncos is now the loudest stadium in the NFL. I'm arguing, and I've never heard anybody say it, but also the most controlled stadium noise-wise in the NFL, meaning when your team's trying to call plays, the quarterback's trying to call, you can't hear crap because they're all but when our team's ready to call plays, whatever, quarterback, everybody's like, shh, quiet. See, not just the loudest, but the most controlled, managed stadium sound-wise. You guys are going to have a hard time with the Broncos this year. I'm telling you right now, Broncos going Super Bowl. Now, I don't know what's going to happen on this road to the Super Bowl, but good luck keeping us out of the Super Bowl as we're ready to play every home game for the playoffs, every playoff game at home against y'all's, and we go into the big show. So now you may or may not like that based on who your team is, but I think that's pretty obvious, and I never would have said that before. I thought it was going to be the Buffalo Bills, perhaps, or even the New England. You know I am. Hey, we're about to do whatever we want in this world. Finance is about to be a nothing burger for us. And we're like, yes, everybody around us has millions of dollars. What's the big deal? Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, that's the way this is about to be with a lot of crypto folk. I don't know if I'm in that bunch or not. Who knows? I don't know if you guys are in that bunch or not. But some folks in crypto are going to do very, very well. I will not presume to say what you guys will do. I don't know what I'll do with it all. I hope that we all do okay with it. I hope that we all pay attention and jump on to something like a Caleb and Brown, which is a crypto brokerage, which is not like an exchange that crashes all the time. Crypto goes up or down violently, either one way or the other. You got Coinbase down, you got Uphold. All these exchanges are down all the time. Why? Oh my gosh, what's the dilly willy? No. Nah, okay, not financial advice. You might want to be checking out Caleb and Brown. That's entirely up to you guys. Now, here's the thing, guys. Bitcoin and Ethereum absorbed it. All right, let me get back to what I'm trying to tell you here about this. Here's why this matters more for XRP than Bitcoin or Ethereum, okay? XRP has lower free float liquidity than those two, higher percentage held long-term of it, utility-driven demand via ODL and large institutions using it. That wasn't the case with the other two. Oh, boy. Multiple ETFs sourcing simultaneously, unlike what happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin and Ethereum absorb ETF demand okay because they have massive daily liquidity, deep derivatives markets, enormous miner and stake sell pressure. XRP doesn't have those things. And I almost guarantee you all didn't know that. Except for maybe my regs. I'm not trying to be rude. Why am I saying that? I'm about sick of people coming on me comments knowing crap about crypto, particularly XRP. And how it works. How about zip it? All right. Now look at it. You want to learn something? I'm here for you. Try to be as nice as I can too. Oh boy. Be nice, tanker. All right, BTC and Ethereum absorbed ETF demand because they have massive daily liquidity, deep derivative markets, enormous miner and stake sell pressure. Totally different with XRP. Doesn't have that. When ETF demand crosses this threshold for XRP, completely different situation. Completely different. The price doesn't just go up kind of slowly. It freaking jumps. Because it violently is affected now. Now this answers the question to all the folks in the comments who are going, see, this is XRP's nothing burger because it happened again. See, the ETFs, it didn't do anything to the price. Oh my God, please educate yourselves, peoples. By the end of Q1 and tank, please be nice and stop getting frustrated with people. Q1 22 is not why you did this channel, to get up here and get frustrated. This is not possible, guys. Q1 2026, here's what's going down. Structurally likely, this is what's going down. OTC liquidity starts getting stressed in a massive way, Q1 2026. I see your comments coming. I'll get to you in a sec, guys. APs are forced into open exchanges now. Spot order books thin rapidly, especially with XRP's thin float that we just talked about. Ad infinitum. Is that how you say that? Infinitum? Some of these words in the English language, I tell you. Small buys move price disproportionately. Volatility expands upwards in a massive way. Very quickly now. The rest, we're trying to very nicely, very kindly. I'm getting tired. No, I'm kidding. To show you folks what the truth is on this and where this is all going. And please don't be bamboozled. It's got its lane. It's got a lane of speculation. It's got a lane of some small money movement, those folks who like to use it as a payment option. It's still not being burned in the transaction, though, of the payment. It's not becoming more scarce. I literally heard, I'm pretty sure I had Claver and somebody else talking about the scarcity of Bitcoin the other day in an interview. I'm going to have a talk with Jake privately, quietly. not scarce. That's not correct talk. To become scarce, you have to have an deflationary mechanism. You have to have a deflationary mechanism attached to you to be considered scarce like that. Just having only $1 million all? Come on. Come on, I'm not that smart. How can I be seeing this and the best financial minds on the planet are not accurate on this, speaking accurately? They'll have to step back and say, no, wait a minute, I'm a financial guy, and that's true. I shouldn't speak like that. I'm speaking incorrectly. Okay, so it makes complete sense by the end of Q1 2026, open exchanges will be required to supply X. Not meaning that, here, let me, oh. What? It's lagging. Why are we lagging? Oh, you're talking about the price. I thought you were talking about me. What's that? What did you say, honey? Oh, so it's the actual stream. No, it's not, because I'm also going to run out of battery here on vacation. But we're lagging. We're having issues with this stream here, I guess. My guess is that Ripple will not step. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, on the stream are coming on. Also, Art Caffeine, all my regular people. Dave's XRP. Ripple just announced Swiss bank account went live for XRP settlements today. Awesome. First, what's up? Guys, I'm sorry. CW Daniels, we caught you already. Guys, I'm sorry I'm missing you in the comments here. We're doing the best we can in vacation. How these ETFs, spot ETFs work, and why XRP's ready. Y'all ain't ready for this? Some of you are. I love you guys. Art, thank you. Anjax, all the newcomers, please tap like and subscribe. You caught the crypto tank. We're on vacation. This isn't our usual setup, but that's okay. Hope you guys have a lovely day today. See you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Colorado time. And keep a smile on. See you guys. Have a good day.